2022 Super Air Nautique S23. This is our newest model from Nautique, along with the S21. Has somewhat taken the place of the 230, but not exactly. But it's a super cool boat, and I can't wait to show you guys through it. S23 is a traditional bow boat, maybe untraditional take on a traditional bow boat, but there's awesome functionality to what Nautique has done with this boat. As you can see on this one, we've done a Mystic White hull and interior deck, and then we've done an Onyx Black, or actually Jet Black is what they call it now, on our main and accent. We've got a two-tone flight control tower. This is the standard tower for 2022 S and G series boats. It's a manual rear folding tower. But let's take a closer look at the exterior. We've got our white Chromax lettering, big badge down the side of the S23, and it fits really nicely into this body line that kind of cuts into the side of the boat, kind of recessed into it a little bit. As we come up to the front, you're gonna see the shear line across the top kind of makes an aggressive drop down towards the front, which when we get inside, you're gonna see how much seating, extra space in the bow that gives you from bumping that shear line from the windshield up a couple feet. As we look down the side here, we did option docking lights on the boat as well. But you're gonna see, it is a pretty straight down angle on the sides of the boat, especially looking completely down the side. It is just a very straight down into the water type hull shape to it. And it's very similar in the bow here, where that angle kind of shoots straight down into the boat, or into the water. In turn, this boat has a lot more hull in the water than even a G, in terms of its overall running surface that's in contact with the water. That helps it run more efficiently through the water, and is part of why a 6-liter engine works really well in this boat. And when they set out in designing this boat, one of their goals was to make it perform really, really well with that 6-liter motor. And it does. This boat has a 6-liter PCM engine, 400 horsepower, and it is perfect. I mean, it runs incredibly well. As we look down at the transom here, down towards the rear end of the boat, this is going to look pretty familiar from basically here to here. The side angles on the boat are similar to what you're going to see on our G and Paragon boats. And in developing the Paragon hull, they've pulled a lot of those characteristics onto the S hull. This is about 2 inches narrower than a G. It is not an identical running surface. It's its own unique hull design. But it definitely has more of a G-type feel to it as it drives on the water. Feels big, feels substantial, feels heavy, goes through chop really, really nicely. And also gives kind of that G-esque type shape to the wake in the wave. Long sweeping surf wave, tons of push and power, and a long transition on the wakeboard wake with a little peak at the top for some extra pop. Looking at the bottom here, we have the surf pipe. This runs the big boy prop on there as well. We've got Nautique surf system equipped. And let's walk down the port side real fast, get another look at the exterior. You can see that body line I'm talking about up there in the far corner on the left side. They've done a lot of body lines on these newer Nautiques, especially the like the refreshed G hull, the S series, all that stuff. They've just integrated a lot of body lines because these boats are so tall now and deep They want to create a lot of rigidity in the hull. So you're going to see that all over the place. And I think the black actually does a pretty good job of, I mean, if you look at the boat, you get all these different shades of the same color to kind of display those body lines. And I think it looks really cool. Let's hop inside. I'm babbling on about the outside of the boat. Let's check out the interior features of this thing. Starting with the back. Transom does have seats on both sides, cup holders on both sides, whoever's sitting there. And you're gonna notice they're kind of kicked in and angled towards the center. Pretty clever why. If we were sitting with straight out, our feet would hang off the edge of the platform. Whereas if we sit at the proper angle that they've designed you to sit in this seat, like, well, there's my camera sitting there, you're gonna have space for your feet to go, and it's just a lot more comfortable. Platform does have a cutout to pull yourself up into the boat. Our transom has a pop-up ski pylon. This boat surprisingly skis very, very well for its size. And you'll have our, just like in all Nautiques, this great walkthrough that leads us down into the interior of the boat. Rear seat there also has the steps, so you're not walking on vinyl to get in. Interior on this is haze gray on our main. We have white accent stitching panels, Mystic White. We've got onyx black seat boxing, and then we've done Mystic White accent piping through the entire interior. Looks really nice. It's kind of the classic tuxedo look on this boat. Let's flip open our rear storage compartments. You're gonna notice, again, these cool little details that Nautique does a really great job with in terms of just making the boat functional and usable. So not only is it more comfortable for you to sit in that seat, kind of angled in that way, but they also allowed for a bigger opening to slide boards in and out of your storage compartment. So, you know, if you got that one board that's just like an inch too long, that makes a big difference. So you can load your boards in, stack them in here, kind of sideways, lay them flat, whichever way. Just makes it easier to load gear in and out of the boat. Now, as you can see, no ballast above the floors. This has 2,650 pounds of subfloor ballast in the S23. So this gets you very, very similar amount of storage compared to our G-Series boats. You also get the rope hangers that you see in the G-Series boats. So, before I close that, flip open here to get to our motor. There we go. Talked about it already, but this does have the 6-liter ZR4 motor by PCM. Tucked nicely in there. Easy to get to everything. Engine hatch flips down. We'll close this thing back up. Alright, let's bust this interior apart and check it out. Our seating arrangement's going to be... there's a lot of similarities to G's, but there's also a lot of similarities to GS's in terms of some of the interior features. They've kind of pulled from everything and kind of melded it into this boat we're in terms of its features and layout and kind of the fit and finish and even the options packages. But we do have a port side flip-up seat, or starboard side rather, flip-up seat. Should be like what we have in G's. And then we have our trash can and cooler, similar to what you'd see in a GS. So, small flip-up seat there, Our rear seat with the step pad, also very similar to what we see in a G. That thing flips up like so, and you've got your nice rear-facing seating on the center. Lastly, our starboard seat flips up. So we've got tons of wake view seating in the S, both the 21 and the 23. When you're done, slides right back into place. Let's flip open over here. Batteries. This does have the dual AGM style batteries, because you can option a thruster on these if you choose to. This boat does not have that. But again, Batteries under the back seat here, similar to what we'd see in a GS. A little bit of storage here, and then your battery switch sits underneath. Let's talk about the stereo. This does have the fully optioned stereo package for the S series boats. So you get 6 JL interior speakers, 10-inch sub under the OB, bow speakers, and then we've optioned just a single pair of tower speakers up top. So great sound out of this. Love seat here. Look at these cool bolsters down the sides. Really kind of hugs you, keeps you locked in when you're sitting there. Let's flip that open real fast. We've got our storage down underneath. You're gonna see that 10-inch subwoofer and all your JL amps mounted up top. We've got our air dam underneath, slid into the side. Push these life jackets back in, but great spot for storage. Speaking of air dam, this seat is heated, along with the driver's seat, and then we have the pop-out heater outlets, a couple of those throughout the boat. You can take around to wherever you'd like. Moving over to the dash, similar to what we've seen in all of our boats, honestly. Link Panerai dash over on the right. We've upgraded the steering wheel to the leather-wrapped, hand-stitched material. And then you've got your storage cubby over here on the left with your phone holder and charger. Pretty cool feature on the S is a double, it's not going to work because the battery's off, but double wireless phone charging inside the glove box. Super handy. But there are USB plugs all throughout the boat as well. Top up front, in the bow, tons of room. Again, talked about that shear line. Imagine if this was just a straight across line to the bow. You're losing a lot of width and everyone just sitting a lot tighter up here. So from the inside of the boat, you've got so much space up here, and the bow's super long. I mean, I'm not the tallest guy in the world, but my feet don't even touch up there. I'm 5'8", probably a good 6 inches before my feet even touch the seat back in the bow. It's a nice deep bow too. When you're sitting here, you know, you're resting your arm up here, super comfy. It's like shoulder level, so you're sitting down nice and deep in the front. Let me open up our storage. Tons of storage space under these seats too. So we've got enough room for, I believe there's 6 fenders stashed on this one side, and then over here we've got our full boat cover stashed away. So super cool, tons of room. Trying to think of any other options we've got on this boat. Again, talked about the heated driver's seat, but we didn't really look at the seat. Got it bolstered up right now. Adjustable, swivel, slides, rotates, all that fun stuff. Bimini top is gonna have board storage in it. Obviously it's got the cover on it right now. But a really, really nice setup on this S23. Closer look at our board racks too, just making sure I don't forget anything, but we did option the strapless board racks on here. But big boat, rides incredibly well, surfs, wakeboards, skis surprisingly well. Not surprising on the surf and the wakeboard wake, those figured would be amazing, but the ski wave, really nice. But tons of room, transformable seating in this thing. The S is a really, really awesome setup. If you want a traditional bow Nautique, this is a really nice update from the boats we've had in the past. So would love to get anybody in here to check it out, or even get out on the water to experience it. So if you can, stop on by the shop anytime or give us a call at N3 Boatworks, 317-845-9253. Thanks for watching.